Hello, happy Friday. We're going to connect. Hello, everybody. We're going to connect with Dizzy. I just invited you to chat with me.
Yay!
Welcome to your first live ever.
Yeah,
Dizzy.
my first, I guess, live, pues así en Instagram, pero.
Pero pues look at your curls. My hair doesn't get curly like that anymore.
No?
Oh my God, teeth. Enseñar.
Mine does. I'm still curly.
Like it. Pues okay, so welcome to IG Live for anyone who's joining. We are going to be talking to mi prima, cousin Desi Macias. Desi, right? Yeah, Desi.
Sí.
It's the last day of Women's History Month, and I thought, why not invite somebody that I happen to be related to, but I also admire for many reasons. So here's the official introduction. Desi is one of my dearest cousins, but she's literally like a sister to me, an older sister to me. Desi is she's many things. She's a mom. She's a successful career professional, and she'll talk a little bit about that. But above all, you have the biggest heart, and you just always look for everyone else. That sometimes I question who's taking care of you, but I'm sure you are being taken care of, Desi. But I just want to celebrate you in this chat. I want to celebrate how you've impacted all of our lives, and just to give a little nugget for everybody of how, like, an example of how Desi has been there for me personally. So we call each other. I don't know where it happened. Where I call you mi Desi, and you call me mi Jackie. I don't know. How did that start? I don't even know. Do you remember?
No, I don't recuerdo. No me acuerdo.
I don't know.
But it's been a long time since we call each other that. ¿Qué onda, mi Jackie?
Yeah. So I got married in November, and it was a long time coming in terms of having my whole family being supportive of this decision to be together. And my family is they're working on it, but they're not they struggle with communicating how they feel about stuff, and like communicating, like feeling like affirming and all that stuff. And we had a rehearsal dinner, and Desi gave the most beautiful speech. It was like you said everything that I think honestly I've been waiting to hear from my family, but I think you embodied that feeling of love and support through your words. Like, I think I felt what it was hard for everyone else to say, but you did it for them, and I'll never forget it, ever.
I meant every word. I love you.
Yeah. Woo! Okay. Well, on that note, let's dive
O sea, tenías que empezar por hacerme llorar. Ya sabes que soy una llorona.
Well, I think what's great about we should always celebrate women all the time, right? But I think that goes to the heart of how important it is to uplift other people and support other people, because you never know what kind of impact you're making. So that's why I wanted to start with that. Okay. Let's talk about you. So can you share a little bit about who you are with Adones and Tortas community? Okay. And I know that you're putting something together, something tasty, or if you already have, that's
yeah, I already have, because it takes a longer to cook because it's so I already have it ready. Pero that's why I'm like looking at the stove. Do I turn this around?
Turn around.
Dije, I'm gonna make something that I haven't made in a while, but I love. Y es café de olla.
Okay, let's do it.
So basically, I'm gonna take this and show you what it is. Is you put it in a pot, agua, so like water, cinnamon sticks. You bring it to a boil, and then you include some like this brown sugar. ¿Sí sabes qué es esto?
I've never seen it like that.
Well, in Torreon, they're like cones, right? Piloncillo, so like brown sugar. So you put that in there once you bring it to a boil, so you won't need to add any sugar. I'm like, I'm gonna make myself a nice coffee, but this takes a little bit, so I don't always get to do it.
All right.
And I'll show you my snack while I tell you guys. Well, not my snack, is gonna be my lunch. About me. So, what did you ask me?
Tell me a little bit about Biffy, and tell me a little bit about you. Tell me also what women influenced you to become the woman you are today.
A little bit about me. So, I'm Jackie's cousin from the mom's side of the family, right? So Jackie's dad and my mom are brother and sister. So now I'm adding the coffee to this thing. I am, well, Teresa Macías. I was named María Teresa Macías. I was born in Torreón, Mexico. I still call it my home. I came to the U.S. 20 years ago, to look for a better future and chase my dreams, make some money. I was supposed to just come and stay here for like a year, but then I decided to stay and make a living here. I found a career that I'm passionate about, which is real estate. I got this job at a mortgage company and just got involved in real estate and saw that I could be an impact in the community, con mi gente that needed the service in their language. So that's what got me into real estate. So I started working in the mortgage industry, then real estate, and it's just made it my career. And gracias a Dios, I've had like a really successful career. I've been in real estate now for 17 years. I built a clientele and made a really good business. The women that have impacted my life, I would say, well, first of all, I'm grateful for my mama. She was the first one that always believed in me. Although she grew up in a time where, she was taught to have so many limitations and not be confident or strong and be scared. She always trusted in me because I'm a hard one. Ever since I was little, I'm like set and stubborn. I'm doing this and I'm gonna do it. I don't know how, but I'm gonna do it. I remember I would tell my mom's like, quiero hacer esto, I want to do this, and she'd be like, pero Tessy, mira. I'm like, don't tell me I can't do it. Just tell me, Dios, do it, And then she trusted me and let me do things that I don't even know if I could let my daughter do now. So I always had her support, and I always looked up to her, like not betray her trust and su apoyo. And even though she was scared for her, her own insecurities and scared for me too, she would let me do, and do whatever I believed I could do. Just many women, I always believe if you want to do something, you'll find the way and you'll do it, right? If you want to do it, you'll find a way. Si no quieres, you'll find una excusa, right? You'll find an excuse. There's no such thing as like bad weather or no time. You find a way and do it. And many women I can't think of a name right now, but I always admire and knew that I had the power to make a difference as a woman, and always, like, I guess, doing the same thing as men, but better.
Better.
Right? Uh, I also knew since I was very young, well, other women, both my grandmas, from my mom and my dad's side, they were both strong in their own way. Different times, again, different times. They grew up in a different time where, you know, women were just supposed to, or allowed to do certain things. But they were both mi abuelita Coco, nuestra abuelita Coco. She was always loving and caring, pretty stubborn, but I learned from a lot of things from her. And my other grandma, she was more aggressive, more business driven. And now as I'm older, I can understand her more and see where, you know, why she was the way she was, because I kind of turned into a combination of both of them. ¿Qué más, mi Jackie?
Okay, so you're okay. So when I think about our grandma, I'll try to help here with you know, because you know I know there's many moments where she inspired you and you learned from, but there's a moment, I don't know why. I mean, I was 11, and she was already like sick with Alzheimer's, but I'll never forget this. So I was sleeping in the living room. They put me in the living room. That's but it was the sweetest thing. She came and she like covered me with the blankets, and she was like making sure that all the blankets were like, you know, there was no space because it was going to get cold. You know?
Tamalito.
And I knew she was sick, you know, and she came back like a couple times, you know, because she didn't. And I just remember feeling like, even though she was like sick and whatever, but I think she just had that nurturing character. And in this very simple way, just making sure, you know, feels and what, you know, is feeling good. I use that as an example. I think us as women, we can help each other in so many ways. And a lot of the times we're like, well, do we have to make these big things? It's like, no, it's even small things. Like,
it's the little things.
So yeah, do you want to talk a little bit about, like, and if you have an example, my abuelita, but like, how do you feel like you help other women, even in the little things, and how can we help others?
Well, I know, like, I've helped just in my family. I always try to like be there, encourage everybody. Tú sabes, you know. Tú lo puedes hacer. Haz cosas, you know, just telling everybody that they're beautiful, to snap out of their heads when, you know, when I can identify a situation where they're like, oh, they're going through this, and just be present and help. I like to feed people.
We love
listen.
feeding.
I think I'm a good listener. I have I have 5 sisters, and I always try to be there for all of them. We have a close relationship. And then other women in general, like, I have a lot of girlfriends. I'm always surrounded. I love being surrounded by strong women. You know, in my industry, you know, a lot of women come to me and like, do you think I can make it in real estate? Or do you think I can make it in this in life? And I've actually helped a lot of my clients turn into friends, turn into real estate agents, and got them in the industry where they were able to like turn their life around from a 9-to-5 job to making double or triple what they were making. You know, just I think being myself and showing up for myself and being kind of maybe like a light to other people, because they come to me. It's like, oh, how do you do this? How do that? I'm not afraid to share whatever I know to help other people.
And I don't think it's not, it's also, I feel like it's not that you're not afraid, but you're also just so like generous with, like, I feel like you think you just want to genuinely other people. And I remember you were giving me marriage advice too, like, or love advice rather, you know?
Uh-huh.
No, I'm just saying, like I feel like you were just like, you want people to succeed. You want people to have, like, you know, you want people to be well, and you know what I mean? Like, I think you have that inherent, like, wanting to help others, and not everyone is like that. So I think, you know, they know that they can, you know, turn to you, you know.
Yeah. Pues aquí está mi cafecito casi listo. So you put the coffee in this bag, and then you soak it in when it's boiling, get it up and out. So this is like the filter.
Okay. Do you keep the cinnamon sticks in there or no?
Okay. So the cinnamon sticks are in there, the piloncillo, like the brown sugar thing, already melted. And then the coffee grinded is in here. This is like old school, but it's one of my favorite methods because it makes it strong and good. And I'll prepare my coffee real quick. So you just put the filter. Y como va a ser una buena plática, hice una tacita. Like my biggest cup ever. What are you drinking, Miyaki?
I'm just drinking a coffee from a coffee pod from Costco, you know, keeping it basic.
That's my usual, but today I made this. So put a little bit of milk. Here. Smells so good.
I love hearing like the spoon, you know, mixing it.
It's really good. So it's called Café de Olla.
Cheers.
Well, and by the way, I'm here in Utah. It's like -1 degree Celsius, like 34 Fahrenheit. Still snowing this morning. So this coffee is just it feels so good right now.
Do you have a window nearby or no?
What?
Do you have a window nearby? A window?
Yeah.
Can you show us the snow?
Yeah. I'll show you the snow. Well, I put down my show you my patio here. Oh yeah, the sun is out now, but it was freezing this morning. That's Utah now.
That's Utah.
So it was this morning. It was snowing, raining. But let me show you the other side, front of the house.
Snow and the mountains.
The mountains. There's clouds over here. I don't know if you can hear all the snow melting from the rain gutters.
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah. Because the sun came out. We still have snow. It's melted in the concrete, but the sun came out and now it's melting it off the roof.
A woman. So I was going to ask you: Do you believe for women that there's such as a balance, life balance? Do you think it's possible?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, said it very calmly. Elaborate. Do you think it's possible? How do we get there?
A balanced lifestyle? Well, for me, now it's just easy, but it took me a while to get where I'm at with balance, like balancing life, business, work. I think the hardest thing for me was as an immigrant, since the day I came here, it was like work, 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 all about work. And yeah, you would like have fun on the weekends and just work, make money, yeah, then travel. But it was all about work all the time. Sometimes we forget about our own selves. I guess where it comes to a point where like, ¿y para qué estoy trabajando tanto? Like, of course, I like nice stuff and buy things, but what about your personal growth and your health and the other aspects of your life? It's not just money and work. Like, there's all these different aspects of your life that have to be complete, in order to find the balance. So for me, it was to find like what was more important, like what was important for me, like in order. First, my family, my health, then work, like work, money, and like what I wanted from life. And basically I made a list of things that I wanted to do or needed to do, and just I remember this de tu papá: plan,
Oh gosh,
and execute.
wait, can you go?
Plan and execute.
Oh. Did my dad do that?
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
I was like, or like, no. I think, and we talked about it. We're like, oh, whatever you want to do in life, whatever you want to do, just plan and execute it, right? Everybody has the same 24 hours in the day. Is what you do with it. Like, you don't, people, oh, I no tengo tiempo to work out. No tengo tiempo for this. I work, like, there is time if you really want to do it, right? So, yeah. My family comes first. My kids, I'm a single mom of 2. My kids come first. I start my day, my work day, right after they go out school. Like, that's a boundary I set for myself. I used to be available for my clients anytime, 24/7. When I learned to like set that boundary, I'll take your call at 9 a.m. right after I kiss my son. Ciao. Que Dios te bendiga. Have a good day at school. Then I'll return your call for sure. Like, I won't answer. Like, if it's an emergency, I'll answer, but I have to sleep. Like, I turn off my phone at 9. At this age, I have to go to sleep at 9:30 because I wake up at 4. So
4? I knew it was early, but I didn't know it was 4. What do you do at 4?
What?
Tell everybody what you do at 4 a.m. I think I know what.
I told you what I do at 4. But well, for like setting your boundaries so you can fit everything else in your life, you need to rest. In order for, like, if you're like already ready to bed and you take a call or answer an email at 10, your mind keeps going, so you're not going to have a good rest, right? So set boundaries for yourself, and boundaries bring you balance, right?
How do you would you agree that that's because you said at the beginning, you're like, it took me time to get there. So clearly you were patient and you like built this balance, right? Like, in a way, right? Like,
Give me 1 second. Yeah. Well, it took me a while to like sort out like my schedule and what I want, and like having kids, running a house, running a business. It's hard because you want to be the best mom, you want to be the best woman, and women we're so hard on ourselves. For me, it was like I was and I felt out like a failure at one point. I was like, I'm not giving my 100% to my clients, I'm not giving 100% to my kids. Like, my kids were going to daycare, I would like literally cry every day because I felt like I'm not raising them right. I don't get to see them. And then if I didn't answer a client, like my client's call, I felt like a failure. I'm like, no, I can do all these things, but just, I don't know, like prioritize and set your boundaries. Boundaries are very important. So you can feel that you're doing your best, but cada cosa a su tiempo.
Yeah, I remember somebody told me
When I say something in Spanish, translate it in English, because sometimes I just can't think of the word.
okay, something in Spanish right now. I don't know.
What?
I will. I'll keep that note. No, I remember somebody told me because we all feel that way, right? Like we want to give 100% to all these things. And I remember somebody told me, it was like a mentor, like Jackie, you know, there's only like 100% like in a pie chart, for example. You only have like 100%, so you can't give 100 to all the categories of your life, if you will. You're always going to have to split it up, and there's going to be days like, right, like that you can give, 95% maybe, to your family, for example, I don't know, and then, well, you know what I mean, like you have to divvy up the pie, and so, which talks, speaks to your priorities, no? But that visual of being like, yeah, that's true. Like you can't layer pies on top of each other. It's impossible. Like there's only the one, and there's only 100. You can't give 100% in multiple things. You only have 100%. So it was like, for me, it was a good little nugget.
Yeah, well, go like that pie thing. I vision it like my day. There's time for everything. You have the 24 hours. What are you gonna do? And for me, it's like to do the best I can every day in each aspect of my life. So there's some, like, I have tasks that I want to complete, and I give myself time now to do everything that I want to do. And if I don't make it through the day, through all, like, not that I have a checklist in particular, but if I didn't finish it, I know I did everything I could. I did my best. I'm at peace with myself, and I'll take it on the next day. One day at a time.
Poco a poco.
Okay.
Step by step.
Poco a poco. Un día a la vez. I have this thing that's like, hoy es el día que voy a hacer las cosas mejor que ayer, y voy a aprender de lo que es hoy para mañana.
A ver, dilo todo, say it all in Spanish, and then I'll come back in English.
Okay. Hoy voy a ser mejor que ayer, y voy a aprender mis lecciones de hoy para aplicarlas mañana.
So today I'm going to do better than yesterday, and I'm going to take what I learned from yesterday and apply it.
And today I'm going to learn from today and apply it for tomorrow. Y así sucesivamente.
The wheels keep turning always. I love that. And the idea of being present, like what are ways to help you be present? Because there's a lot of distractions in the world, including this phone right in front of us. This beautiful phone. That's a great tool. Distraction. How do you, what are ways, like I like the idea that you have a curfew, basically, like you have a curfew, your boundaries. But what are other ways that you really try to be present and also teach your kids to be present? Because that's the other thing I was going to ask you is like, how do you help? How are you teaching your kids this way of living? And curious.
Boundaries. I guess that's my favorite word. I think it comes down to like discipline and controlling yourself, and just set boundaries for yourself, or reglas, rules, and respect them. Just in the little things. Like, I'm present. Like, when I'm eating, most of the times I eat by myself, but I sit and eat. I don't answer a call, look at my phone, because I'm enjoying my food. When I'm meeting with somebody,
your food's gonna be good. Not everyone cooks like you, okay?
Yeah. When I'm listening to someone, you know, in my line of work, you know, I have to be checking my phone constantly. And if it's like a call or an important text, I'll check it. But I just like if I'm having a one-on-one conversation or even meeting with the client, like if it's an appointment or you know something important, like you'll have my attention. Like I'm not gonna answer the call. I always tell everybody I'll return your call right back because you know you have to be present for other people, but mostly also for yourself too. Like,
isn't it liberating?
Yeah, it is. I mean, just enjoy like I learned to be like grateful and notice everything like pretty around, you know, or even if it's snowing or whatever, there's always something to be grateful and there's something beautiful about, I don't know, the snow in the mountains that is freaking freezing or
But it's still beautiful.
yeah. It's still beautiful. And if it's not so beautiful, then I'm like, well, I get to be here, right? I get to have the opportunity to drive in the snow in a warm car with heated seats. Yesy. And for my kids, like it's the same thing. Like they have the schedule. I mean, we still do. We talk a lot. We play cards. We watch movies. I guess. I mean, family is huge for us, so we're always like getting together and just enjoying each other's company and just try to find a balance of it all. Even with like their school and their friends, I always telling them be friends with everybody, talk to everybody. They don't just hang out with a specific group of friends. They're always, I guess, for like me, like social. They just go wherever and love to talk to everybody and have a. Well, I had someone said, "Oh, you're lucky. Your kids are so good. You're lucky. Your kids speak Spanish. You're so." I'm like, I'm not lucky. I worked for that, right? Les tengo que estar diciendo todo el día, hablen español, hablen español. That's why they speak. I have to push them to do things they don't want to do because, you know,
It sounds like
they have to do it. It's not luck.
You know what it sounds like to me, and that's why I admire you so much as a mom and all these different roles, hats that you play, is that you take an active role. Like for example, in this case, like you take a very active role in being a mom. Like you are in it, and you are like through and through, and like that's admirable because that's it's a big deal to be a mom and to be disciplined and like making sure that like that what you're doing is gonna have an acute impact on these human beings who will be in our society, and you're cultivating these values, and I think that's really but it takes you taking care of yourself too, like I know you took good care of yourself so that you can be that mom, so you're very resilient.
I am.
This is very resilient. You are.
I am. So going back to my 4 a.m.
Yeah, what are you doing at 4 a.m.?
So I have to wake up at 4 a.m. I learned like I've always been a morning person, but 4 a.m. it is a little bit crazy. But I found is like if I wanted time for myself before my phone starts ringing or mama.
No, is Michelle on the live? Is that sister live? Okay, go on. What happens at 4 a.m.?
So I told you about my routine. So I work out every day at 5 a.m, but I wake up an hour before, like pray, meditate a little bit, be grateful about what I have, and that like just sets the mindset for the day for me. And then I have to like stretch and get ready, go to the gym, train, and then I would come back, cook, prepare for the day. So my kids are taken care of while I leave, and then I would wake them up. But I felt like that time. It's my time. Like, it's for me. I deserve that time. Because then later, like, mama esto, mama lo otro. I'm rushing them to wash their teeth, to come clean, to come eat, to make their beds. Okay, let's rush, let's go to school. And then as soon as I drop them off, returning my calls and get to work. And if I didn't do it, I think, but you don't take care of yourself, then you can't take care of others. And it's not just, I want to look good, I want to feel good. No, it's like you have to set yourself a priority. So you don't burn out. I feel like a lot of women burn out, and not just women, everybody, because trabajan tanto, like you just work so much and take care of others, and you feel like depressed because you really don't do anything for yourself or what you want to do, but then you don't have time, or you're too tired and don't find the way out. But there's always a way. It's within. Just search for what you want to do and how are you going to do it. Make a plan and execute.
Thanks for like my dad. Plan and execute.
Is he on the live?
No, I don't think he even knows how to get on the live. But I will let him know that you gave him a little out. So tell me about where do you find joy? Where do you find joy for you? Like outside of your family, your work, and all that stuff. Like where are places that you find yourself where you are feeling joyful with yourself?
I think when I feel at peace, just knowing that I'm good enough, I did the best I could, life is good. And then I found that joyful. I just had a birthday in January, turned 39, and I was like, damn, I can't believe how great I feel. I never thought I was going to be cuarentona and feel this way. And I'm like, I'm at peace with the life that I built. Monday?
That's a beautiful thing. Like, I love this. Like, this is you're beautiful and radiant. And I love how grateful you are about your life and about who you are. And you've overcome a lot. And so it's very admirable, and it's contagious, and I just love it. Sorry, I interrupted you, but I was like, that is, because you don't hear this a lot, and I love to hear this gratitude and how proud you are and how peace you are, and like to see that it's possible through you.
It is. I think it came to a point where I like either, we all have challenges, right? So they came for a reason, hardships, challenges. When you look at the things like, oh, why did this happen to me? And cry about it or be the victim. You could be the victim, or you could be like, learn from the experience. Learn from different experiences, what you did wrong, acknowledge your faults or what could you have done better, and just don't make the same mistake, and then appreciate and even be grateful for the bad things and the challenges and the trials, because todo lo malo también sale bueno.
Translate it.
Tú.
Like from the bad things, you could also find like the good things and things and situations.
There's always good, even in the bad things.
Yeah.
You see me yet?
I think that's the biggest challenge for folks is how can they uncover, how can they see that?
Casi like I lost you for a second.
Okay, I think that's the hardest thing is that for people is how to get to the other side, how to get to that side of being grateful and reflecting and learning and moving forward instead of feeling stuck, that's a whole other another day.
No, and it's I think it's different for everybody, right? But I think if people Like if you want to change or if you want to be better, it starts with the first step. Just change something about what you don't like about yourself, and then change the next thing and change the next thing. I mean, we all have this idea of where we want to be, how we want to look like, or how do we want to feel. And I think we know how to get there and what will it take, but are you willing to do it? And then be patient and give yourself grace and take it slow, because you can't go de aquí a acá.
You can't go from here to there
in a second. You know, it takes like little steps.
Yeah. Well, we need people like you, cheerleaders like you know.
Oh, I'm a cheerleader for everybody.
No, well, what I'm saying is, like, you being a cheerleader is just by you being you. Like, you embodying this. Like, you make it, like, a fact, the truth, you know, like, it's a possibility, you know? So, I think that's really cool. So, so you just keep doing you, you know? And that's the biggest way you can lead, is by embodying what you believe to be true. And, you know, those will be better. So I hope my sisters are listening.
Are they? I don't know. I can't see if they're listening or not.
They're working.
Oh, yeah. Well,
but they'll watch it afterwards. I'll be like, look at the perdiste, but no, they're gonna stop. They're gonna come back. But the last thing I want to ask you was about food. Maybe shifting gears a little bit. But food, obviously, we talk about food a lot on this channel. Makes sense. Food is delicious, but it also is, you know, brings people together and all that love, all that fun stuff. You are obviously a very talented chef, and I don't know how you do it, but you.
I don't know if I would call myself a chef.
So I would say you make quality cooking, considering your busy schedule. So my question to you is, like, I'm assuming that's intentional, that you are really good about making sure, like, you have, like, that you're cooking quality food, fresh food, and for your children, for yourself. Like, is that intentional? Is it intentional?
Yes.
Why? Or explain.
Because I love food and I love good food. I love to eat. I love food, flavors. Obviously I grew up in Mexico, right? And just coming here, and Utah, out of all places. Now we're a lot more diverse and whatever, but 20 years ago it wasn't like that. And like, I just didn't find food good. So like, I had to cook. I always well, since I like to eat, I remember going to friends' houses or like at grandma's, and, oh, what do you put in this? What do you put in that? Oh, maybe I can add this other thing. So it's like, I think it's natural in me. But now it's like, I don't like to eat out much because I don't find a lot of places good or worth it, I guess. But no, I like to make sure, like, my kids have good food, and it's easy for me. It's just natural. I can't relate where people's like, where do you find the time, or how do you do it? Do you cook every day? Like, it's just organízate, like, get yourself organized and do it. Like, I don't say I'm a chef because I don't do like lasagna or like all these dishes. Like, we literally eat rice, beans, chicken or beef, or a salad or eggs. And
yeah, it doesn't have to be anything extravagant.
Yeah, it's not extravagant. Like, I could cook something extravagant on special occasions, but that's mainly just like the holidays, right? But like, I cook every day, like, simple food.
Tú gozas de la vida. How do you say that in English? I feel like tú gozas de every part of life.
Sí, gracias.
I feel like you soak it, you embrace it, all everything. Like, I feel like you have that. I remember we'd come visit you in Torreon, and You know, you always left you. I feel like I always left a little more like excited about life, the world, and things. Like you always showed us new things, whether it was food or music or dancing, or just yeah. If only you lived closer, but
Right? Well, hey, estoy de este lado del charco now, girl. Or I'm just in Utah now. But no, it's always nice to see you guys and like family and food, and we bring. I love when we come together and just talk and eat, and I do the cooking.
yeah, definitely. It's great.
But see, like today, I was gonna make this. Well, it wouldn't have time to make it, but I don't know even what. I don't have a name for it, but I'm good at putting ingredients together and making them taste good.
What was it gonna be? You sent me a picture, but tell everybody what was it gonna be.
Yeah, so es como una. It's like I was gonna look up a name for it because I'm sure I didn't invent it, but it's una like a egg bake.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
just basically a bunch of veggies put together. Can you show the picture of the ingredients that I sent to you?
Let me try. Let me try to do this.
So anyway, I'm like, so I cook kind of in bulk. So I cook for like 2 or 3 days, and just having like things ready, that really helps cook. So I like have always in my fridge. I have chopped up cebolla. Everything's like washed. From the grocery store, I wash and I put in the fridge, so it's easier to prep. Then I always have like fruit, vegetables, the basics like garlic, tomatoes, onions. Those are the basics for every Mexican household, right? To make any kind of food. So just have it kind of ready, and like the vegetables already chopped. Some I freeze, some I just leave there, and then I just prepare whatever I feel like eating that day. Like today I made that es como una torta de huevo, like a
What?
do the egg whites. What?
Is it like an omelet?
Is like an omelet. Here, let me get that and show you what it is. Oh. So all those ingredients were like, and this one kind of looks like this. That's melted cheese in the top.
Well, it's kind of like a quiche.
Como un quiche, pero um, without the crust, right? So it is like a quiche. So I just cut a bunch of, yeah, that's probably the word. A bunch of vegetables. What I had today handy in my fridge was just like like zucchini, carrots, jalapenos, tomatoes, onions, and it looks like this.
Ooh, that looks delicious. What kind of cheese did you use?
So this tiene cheddar, but like in squares. So like big chunks of cheddar, and then on the top I do like Parmesan cheese. So I sized it, and about a quarter of the dish has like 35 grams of protein. And your veggies. So I prepped it with, so basically, did you find the picture?
I gonna put it on the live.
Oh, okay. So that's what it looks like.
That's even better. It's all finished.
So yeah, this one I made with all the veggies. You just add like salt, pepper, seasoning, salsa that I already have there made. You mix and then you put it in the oven for like 25 minutes, depending on the dish. And yeah.
Delicious. Well, we'll let you enjoy your lunch. Just wanted to thank you for your time.
Claro. This was so nice. Te amo, mi Jackie. And I, again, with all your friends, I'm so proud of you for everything you have done. I see you're going at the restaurants y haciendo tus vlogs y tus videos. You always had that ever since you were a kid con la cámara grande.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? Now it's ya no son tan famosas las movies. Now it's like the blogs and the YouTube and all the TikToks y eso. And now it looks like you're killing it. And I love the subject that all the subjects that you bring, like the food, diversidad, diversity,
Yeah.
diversity, and it's just awesome. I'm very proud of you. You took a leap of faith and went after your dreams and what you wanted to do, and that takes a lot to jump out of what's comfortable and secure to go after what you're dreaming and believing in yourself and in your vision. When you started that pathway, it's like, right, walking into the dark. You're just walking in the dark, going through the motions, and then you can't see it yet, but you know that somewhere you're gonna start seeing the light, and it's gonna be awesome at the other side. Y esa fe es lo importante, and you have that. And I think not everybody has el valor, the strength or the belief in themselves to do it. Se lleva coraje y valor para hacer esas cosas. So I'm very proud of you, Jackie.
Thank you. That felt like a warm hug. Thank you. Thank you. Who knows? Maybe next year we'll pop over to Utah and do a When Food and Life Meet Bessie, and you can cook us something.
Claro. Why next year? Sooner.
Oh, I need some funding for a plane ride.
Well, then we have to find you a sponsor or get some funding.
Let's do it. Is there somebody in Utah that wants to sponsor me? Like a restaurant or something, you know?
Yeah, we'll see. I'll try to find out.
Let's get us a sponsor and we'll go to the restaurant in Utah.
Okay.
You said if anything's possible, so we can make it work. So stay tuned. Maybe we'll be in Utah this year.
Yes. That will be a goal.
Okay. Bye. I'm writing it down now. Like Utah.
Right.
I'm gonna manifest it. Utah sponsorship. Okay. It's written. Now I just gotta manifest it. Okay.
Manifestalo.
All right.
Okay, mi Jackie, un besote. Thank you so much. It was great to see you.
Same.
Besos a todos.
Un abrazo a todos allá, por allá.
Okay. Chao.